Here's the Deal is brought to you by VEBS, Veteran Essential Business Services. We are your business air support. We have your six. Hey, everybody, what's going on? This is your host, Chris Flowers of Here's the Deal, and it is Veterans Day. So, first of all, I want to say thank you to all my brothers and sisters of the DD 214 who served their country honorably. I just wanted to say thank you all for your service. And this is a special Veterans Day edition of Here's the Deal. As many of you know by now, and those of you that don't, this is a show primarily for veterans. It's more about business ownership and trying to inspire veterans to start their own businesses, or even if you're already in business, I try to give you the tools to help you run your business more efficiently. So, what I like to do is I try to inspire veterans that keep moving forward and um, live the dream. I mean, you've already done your service to the country, so now it's time for you to live your dream. And whatever I can do to pass on the knowledge I have, 25 years of business banking and all the connections I have and things like that, I try to pass that on to my brothers and sisters of the DD 214, so that way you can have the tools to help run your business more success. Make it a success. Today's edition, um, what I wanted to do is to highlight some very, very famous veteran business owners who some of them I didn't even know. I was like, wow, this is crazy, right? Just to say, hey, if they can do it, I can do it. Okay, and there's a heavy hitter list on here. It's pretty crazy. As I was looking it up, I mean, I knew there was a lot of famous veteran business owners, but I didn't know all of them. I didn't know to what extent. So, um, just wanted to go over some of those things with you. Of course, I want to give a shout out to my boy Mario at Fallen 360. He helped me upgrade all the audio. As you can tell, this show sounds a lot better now. It took time. We were over in the last episode. If you heard it, like I said, we interviewed Mario and just going over his story and everything he was doing in the military and what inspired him to start podcasting and everything with Year Round Patriot and Healthy Mason Jar, another couple businesses that he runs with Crystal, just things like that, so we can hear his stories from said people that been there, done that, and they're living their dream. So want to if you say you want to go back, you can listen to those back episodes. But he took the time also. Um, he worked with me on getting audio, obviously upgraded things like that. So I always got to give a shout out to my boy Mario there. But like I said, it's I mean, I said I'm still actively in business banking, so I work with business owners all the time. Either they're starting businesses or I'm trying to get them, to that next level and things like that. And again, I saw this list. I'm like, we need to inspire veterans to, like I said, to do more, just get out there and just go for it. The number one person on this list that I looked up, which I'd heard about it, but I forgot about it, was actually Phil Knight of Nike. Now, I don't know where he went south with his whole American not want to put American flag on shoes thing, being that he's an 8-year Army veteran. I don't know, where he went sideways, but yeah, it was like he's an 8-year Army veteran. He actually started selling shoes out of the trunk of his car. I always said, a lot of people maybe know that or whatever, but I remember that part. I didn't know. They actually didn't know he was an Army veteran though. So um, I thought that was pretty damn amazing. I went from selling shoes out of his car to he's Phil Knight of Nike. So that was, like I said, that that alone right there, if Phil Knight can do it, I think many of us can go out there and fulfill our dreams. Here's a few that I didn't know. I didn't know it was Frederick Smith who started FedEx. Okay, this guy was a Marine. He actually graduated from Yale, though. He did 2 tours in Vietnam. He's got 2 Purple Hearts. All right. And what he did, took his military training. He learned logistics in the Marines. Okay, simple, right? You take your military service. In certain cases, you could take that military service, translate it into, you know, the civilian world. Not even if you don't start a company like FedEx, you can, take your job skills and translate those over into, a job. But you can also start a company like FedEx. Um, I always said these things were, you know, like I said, pretty inspiring to me. Uh, Bill Parsons of GoDaddy. He was a Marine also. That guy flunked out of high school. He was a rifleman in Vietnam. He's got a Purple Heart. Okay. Again, I didn't know that. So I mean, maybe you guys have probably researched this already. Maybe you haven't. But for those of you that haven't, again, this guy flunked out of high school. He was a Marine. And like I said, Purple Heart Vietnam veteran, and started GoDaddy. I mean, uh, he's since sold out of the company, but still, I mean, he made his money. Okay, he did his thing, man. So again, these are just things to try to inspire you, just things to try to get you going. Jason Crabtree and Andrew Sellers started a company called, if I'm saying this right, I don't know if it's it's like complex, but it's QOMPLX. Their AI software for finance. Crabtree was a West Point grad, combat rifleman, platoon leader in Afghanistan. Sellers, Air Force vet. He was a valedictorian out of the Air Force, but he's an Iraq veteran though. So I've heard of this company. Like I said, I know they do, because I'm in finance. I've heard of, they do AI for finance. They do a lot of software stuff. But again, got an Afghanistan vet and Iraq vet. Um, they're both academy grads, but uh, hey, like I said, they did it, man. They did their thing. Another one was Richard Kinder of Kinder Morgan. They're huge in the energy sector. They run the largest energy sector infrastructure in North America. Kinder was a captain in the U.S. Army. He's a Vietnam vet. So again, translated his Army skills, went out there, and took what he wanted, man. So I mean, the company's ginormous. So take a look into that. Jack Taylor started Enterprise Rent a Car. I know I've rented cars from there. Didn't know I was supporting a veteran owned business. That was very cool. He was a Navy pilot in World War II. And like I said, just it's amazing how, like I said, how resourceful we can be. Okay. Like I said, that's the thing I try to inspire veterans. Like, if we want to go out there and do something, we're going to do it. Okay. Nothing's going to stop us. We got the training. We got this, skills. We got the go get it attitude. That's what we're taught. That's what we're trained for. We're not going to let anything, stop us. We're going to go out there and go do it. But what we try to do here on the show, again, is we try to inspire you to do it in a smart manner. Because I know everybody's gung ho, gung ho, gung ho, and like I said, they go Cortez. If you want to listen to the first show, although the audio wasn't as good, where we talk about, don't go Cortez, don't go burning the ships, okay? Slow down, take your time, get your team together. I may re-record those shows just because, like I said, the audio is so much better now. And once I was the last when I shot those shows, I was just using literally my iPhone and my earbuds. Okay, so again, go get an attitude. Already had the stuff. Didn't have to spend any extra money. So I just went out there and just started the podcast. Mario kept saying, "Dude, start your podcast. Start your podcast." So I was all right, man. Let's do it. Couldn't have but sometimes too, there's the opposite. So you can either go complete Cortez, or you have analysis paralysis. Okay, or you're just going to sit there like, oh, I don't have this, and this, and that. You know what? Sometimes you just got to jump in, man, both feet, and just go. It didn't cost me extra money. It's not like I went into debt to start this podcast. I'm shooting it on Anchor. Bought a couple little pieces of equipment, and boom, we're rolling, right? So again, you don't want to go full Cortez and get yourself into debt and spend all your money and cash in all your chips. But at the same time, you can't just keep sitting on the sideline and saying, what if, oh, I want to do this, Well, just, hey, like Phil Knight and Nike, just do it, right? He did it. So, why can't you, Here's another one I thought was, which I had zero clue on, is Gordon Logan. He started Sports Clips. Okay. This guy was he was a commander, he was an aircraft commander, squadron commander in the Air Force. Okay. So, all right, he's an Air Force pilot. Started a hair salon? Really? It's the thing. But this is you don't have to take your military skills. Like, okay, so you're 11 Bravo, or this guy, he's an aircraft pilot. Okay, high flying, high speed. things like that, and started a hair salon. You know why? Because he wanted to. That's why. The guy was in he was at MIT in Wharton grad. I'm just in there like, damn, this is pretty crazy. But again, he had the go. He had the. I think that's the one thing about military, that we have. We just have that go get it attitude. Is that like we're not going to let things stop us. We're motivated, and if you got motivation, you can push through anything. And I think as a business owner, I think that's got to be one of the most important tools that I've seen in all the years I've been in business banking. You got to have that grit, man. You got to know, especially when you're first starting out, man. It's going to be 14, 16, 18-hour days. You're going to be grinding 7 days a week, man. And that's just the nature of the beast, man. You're just going to have to do it no matter what it is, and to really get it up and running and rolling, you're going to have to just put in that work and put in that time, man. So I think that's the thing that, hey, we've been there, man. We've been face down in the mud. We've been, in the shit conditions and freaking 100 million degree heat and full gear and shit like that. So it's like, tell me I can't run a business. I've been through this shit. Definitely, I'm gonna. Oh, we got to work 14 hours today. Oh, gee, wow, gee, that's really gonna suck. Yeah, we've been there and done that. So in a lot worse conditions, you know what I mean. So that I think more than anything else, I mean, I think that's probably if you got that, which a lot of people don't. That's the thing. We're such a small percentage of the population nowadays. They don't have the grit that we have. They don't have the grind that we. I mean, some people do. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you don't got to be military to have that kind of grit and grind. But at the same time, they just military just hones us and sharpens us and just forges us in that fire, makes us that much harder. You know, so we're really gonna just grind our teeth and just get after it. You know what I mean? These are the things that I want you to understand that you can do this. You can start your own business. If you got something in your heart, you can do it. You can go out there and you can make this happen. You can make a better life for you and your family. You don't have to just go work the job. You know what I mean? You don't have to just go to the grind and sit there in traffic all day long. And I mean, if you're happy with what you're doing, you got a great job, and you can provide for your family. Awesome, cool. God bless. That's cool. Like I said, some of us don't necessarily fit in that box all the time, and we got this thing. Like, yeah, I know, different business people. I said that not doing anything remotely correlated to their MOS. Like look at this guy Gordon Logan, sport, Air Force pilot, starts sport clips, and he owned salons like way before that. You know what I mean? Um, these are just the things that um, that we want to just use as motivation to kind of get us going. There's another guy, Damian Patton, started Banjo. He's the CEO of Banjo. He's a Desert Storm vet. He was actually a chief mechanic for a NASCAR team before he started this, and he had a engineering background. I just look at these things. I just think to me they're inspiring. Like, wow, man, this is like really cool. People just went out there and did their thing. Derek Sisson of Famous Brands. Uh, this guy was Force Recon in the Marines, man. Oh my god! And it starts to think like Famous Brands. All right, it's a it, like I say, it just kind of it makes me laugh in a way, but at the same time, not laughing because it's funny. I'm just laughing. It's like wow, that out of left field. Okay, you guys Force Recon and Marine starts Famous Brands. All right, cool. Again, what can't we do, right? What I can't do is keep recording the show without taking a drink of water because I had to have that. I don't know, who's out there right now. Again, that's kind of fighting this thing. Like, man, again, I got a job, I got a job, I'm bouncing around doing my thing, but or you're going to work and maybe like I say this is the ideal. I mean, if you can, I mean, because even like me, right? okay, this is a side project for me, but it's a passion I have. Okay, I'm taking I'm taking my career, in business finance, and I'm trying to translate it over to, giving this information to, my brothers and sisters at the DD214 out there. I want you guys to be successful. I want you guys to have the tools. And this is something that I enjoy doing too. Like I said, I didn't really realize it until I started, being on Fallen 360 with Mario. I was a guest on there quite a bit first season, and I mean, I even like hosted the show for him while he was on vacation or had to go do something. You say, "Hey, can you host the show?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." So, and I was always kind of like more the straight guy. He was like, but me and him get together, we act a fool. But if I'm doing a show, it's probably more of a straight show. Mario, dude's hilarious. But again, I have a job. Okay, I can provide for my family with my employment. All right. This is more of a side thing until, hey, like I said, it keeps on. I'm going to push this thing. I'm going to get it going. We're going to get more sponsors. We're going to actually got a sponsor coming online here this week, which we'll be announcing on the next podcast next week. So we already got our first sponsorship. So, and there's more to come. And as this thing starts going and taking off, hey, I might, transition out of business finance and, keep doing the podcast because this is something I really love to do. And I love working with people. That's what I do with VEBS, Veteran Essential Business Services. I try to sit down with people, yeah, that are either going to start a business or they're already up and running. Try to analyze what's going on. Hey, if you want to make this thing work, here's where I see your strengths and your weaknesses, and we got to tighten this up, or we got to keep going forward with this. So that's what I try to do. Consult businesses that are either starting or up and running, see what we can do to make things a little more efficient. I mean, there's several business owners that I know here, here in the valley, here in Arizona, because we record out of Arizona. Um, like my man Moses Sanchez, he has known as marketing. If you need if you need marketing for your company, you want to get SEO, internet, all that kind of stuff, and you got to talk to Moses. Him and his family run the business, and but they got a tight crew, man. They got a tight crew, and they're top notch at their job, man. I mean, there's several business owners out there. I know I can't possibly name them all, but the veteran community out here in Arizona is strong, and we own businesses, and I'm going to have several. Like I said, I'm going to interview Moses. I'm going to interview several of these people again. Inspire you. Come on, man. Get off the sidelines, man. Come on, man. Get back in the game. Get in the game. Just get in the game. Some of you, it is, man. It's scary, man. It's scary. So the ideal, get back on track there. The ideal thing is you can start your passion as like a side hustle. Keep your job, keep your employment, keep your income. Start this as a side hustle until it really gets up and running. And that's the thing. Again, as I covered it in the first episode of the show, um, if you can show that you have positive income already coming in while you're starting the side business and you want some lending, that's ideal. Because then we know, okay, hey, I know myself as a lender, I'm not going to set you up to fail. Okay. I mean, if you go all in, like I said, Cortez, burn the ships, you cashed out everything, maxed out your credit cards, all that kind of stuff, and then you come to me for a loan, it's not going to work because I mean you have nothing to fall back on. You have no reserves. Okay, your truck's going to break down, your AC is going to break, your kids are going to get sick. Okay, and if you don't have a dime to throw at that, I mean that's that. I'm not helping you. I'm hurting you if I do that. Okay, there's some lenders out there. Hey, they're not worried about your post injection liquidity. I do. I worry about that. I want to make sure you can feed your kids. I want to make sure you can keep the lights on. I want to make sure you're not sleeping in your car. You know what I mean? So I'd rather tell you no, not right, not right now. Okay, let's get a game plan together. Let's say, okay, let's pump the brakes here. Let's fall back. Regroup, count our ammo, see where we're at, and then go. You know, I think that a lot of us, like I said, we were gung ho, gung ho, gung ho, but then we don't have that plan in place. We don't have the team. We don't have the structure. So I want you guys to take your time, do it right, keep your job, Keep your employment, start the side hustle. If you need some lending to get you going, kind of, get you, like I said, you need some equipment, or you can only do so much, with the limited resources. You got to have some cash in there to really make it pop and really make it go. Again, like Dave Ramsey says, if you make a profit with a $2 hammer, why buy a $20 hammer? If you can get away, like the stuff I'm shooting for a podcast didn't even cost me $200. You know what I mean? So I mean, again, take it out of my pocket, go. So simple. I don't have crazy equipment on all this stuff or like that, but hey, I can make a profit with a $2 hammer. I'm going to do that. Read EntreLeadership by Dave Ramsey if you haven't yet. All right. So if you're looking to start a business or you're a business owner, that's something I would highly recommend. EntreLeadership by Dave Ramsey. Make your profit with a $2 hammer. You don't have to go out and buy the craziest equipment. Some businesses, you need some high speed equipment. You just you need CAD equipment. You need you know laser etching or whatever. I mean, you need some high speed equipment. You need 3D printers. I don't know. I mean, I'm not in that business, so I don't. But when you need that lending, these are the things we're going to be looking for. We're going to be looking for that outside income, or maybe you have a spouse that can cover the monthly household bills, and this is like I said, this is more. You don't need this to feed your kids. At the moment, you're just looking to transition out. Let's play it smart. Let's do it right. Let's get the game plan together. You want to set up an appointment with me. Just email me at info@betsforbiz.us. Just give me a shout. We'll set up an appointment. We'll go have a cup of coffee. I'll buy it, and let's talk, man. Let's talk it out. Let's put a game plan together. Let's map this thing out and do it the right way. But be inspired, okay? You know, this list. This is just the top. These are just some of these huge corporations. Like I said, plenty of us out there. Then, like I said, I'm going to interview a lot of people that are business owners. I was, hey, this is how I started. This is what I did. Here's the mistakes I made. Don't do this. Here's what worked out for me. Do this kind of thing. So I'll be having those people on, especially now I got some better equipment. We can do more interviews and things like that. So that way, again, keep you inspired, keep you going. Get off the sidelines, man. Make this thing happen. As we come to the end of the show here, we're wrapping it up. As always, like I said, I end my show. I just say I want to give thanks to Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, who died for my sins, which are many, and I still commit them every day. You got to give a shout out to them, of course. My wife and kids for supporting me in this endeavor. And that's the thing too. If you don't have your family on board supporting you in your dream, it's not going to work. I don't care what you do. Either that, or you're going to end up divorced, and that's going to suck. So get your family on board. Make sure that they're on board with your dream and your passion too. Um, Again, I'll always got to thank Mario on 360, Mario and Crystal, for supporting the show, giving us some guidance, and giving us some motivation to get off the sidelines and get going. And since it is Veterans Day, once again, I'll say thank you to all my brothers and sisters out there of the DD 214. Thank you for serving. Thank you for all you've done, and thank you for all that you're going to continue to do. And I'm out.